Hey, what's up? This is Arcteryx here. For this video, we're taking a look at something that I referenced a couple of videos ago, which was out of stock at the time, but it's come back, and it is this Adidas Utility NMD Jacket thing. Can't remember what it's called. This is an extended length utility jacket from the Adidas NMD clothing line, which uses that same kind of tape 3 stripes branding as you might find on the back of the NMD shoe. And there's generally a vaguely futuristic techwear kind of look. This jacket in particular stuck out because of its resemblance to the Nike ACG 2-in-1 jacket from a couple of years ago. Same heavy use of white colouring, same Japanese text, same branding, but this one is much cheaper, firstly, and much more readily available and easy to buy. It's not that often that a genuine ACG 2-in-1 will come up on the market. A lot of them are actually fake, so that's definitely something to be careful of. So looks-wise, although this is vaguely similar to the ACG 2-in-1, there are quite a few noticeable differences. It's a very long jacket, it's much longer than the ACG one, and indeed pretty much anything else that I own. There is actually a very similar jacket which is a bit shorter, so if you're not a massive fan of this length, then that's definitely something to look at instead. I personally thought this looked a little bit weird when I first put it on. It is very long, it's not something that I'm used to, but looking back at this video footage, I kind of think it looks okay. It's not too over the top. It is very, very white, and although there is a little bit of black in terms of the branding, those little pull tags that you can cinch stuff in with, and there's some black piping as well, and the black zip. It is overwhelmingly white, and I think this jacket maybe would have benefited from having a little bit more black stuff in there just to help break it up a little bit and just to stop it being so dazzling. I think it looks a little bit better when it's undone, just so you can get something black underneath it so it's not quite as overbearing and there's a little bit more contrast going on there. The zip doesn't run all the way to the bottom, which is good because otherwise it would be super hard to do up. And there's a little Velcro bit right at the bottom that fastens it, but you can leave this undone if you want a little bit of a more open look. I think it zips up to quite a nice height. It's maybe a little bit higher than your average jacket, but it's not too over the top, so it doesn't kind of trap your whole face in there, but it does just kind of cover your neck a little bit. The fit, I've got to say, is pretty roomy. I bought this in a size M, and it kind of looks and feels like it's a little bit oversized. I realise that is kind of the style of this kind of jacket, but if you want a smaller fit than you're seeing here, then definitely take this a size down. I would normally wear either a medium or a large. My ACG jacket, for example, is a medium, and that fits kind of pretty fine on me, whereas this, definitely a little bit bigger. I have to say that these pull tabs on the hood are not really that effective. Because of the shape of the hood, it just kind of pulls it down over your eyes. So I feel like this could have been a little bit better designed, but I guess maybe it's just not designed to be pulled that tight, or the hood worn a little bit further up on your head. There's not too much in the way of additional pockets or features, but considering this jacket is about £130, it's not really that unusual. One thing that I did like is that the main pockets, the ones that are at a nice height for putting your hands in, do have some sort of nice cushioning, so that was quite a nice touch. There's also an additional pocket up towards the breast. It's pretty small, so you can't get that much in it, but cool to have nonetheless, and it's nice to have that little bit of black detailing. If this was missing, then I think the whiteness really would be over the top. I like the branding that they've used on the arm. I think the Japanese text is pretty cool, and that kind of very geometric kind of tape look that they've got, I like that. I would have probably liked a little bit more branding on the actual body of the jacket as well. I think that would have provided a nice contrast from the white in a similar kind of fashion to what the ACG 2-in-1 does. As you might expect from a sportswear brand jacket of this kind of price, the material is pretty thin feeling, and it doesn't seem to be any patented technology. It's certainly not Gore-Tex, for example. It doesn't really seem to be that breathable, but it might have some element of breathability, and of course some element of water resistance as well. But don't just take my word for it. I did give this a quick waterproof test. I started off just flicking a little bit of water on it, and it did actually bead off, so that was quite promising. I wasn't really expecting that, to be honest. And then when I held it under the tap, it did kind of run off pretty quickly, but it did feel like it soaked in a little bit. It didn't actually get through to my skin, which is good. But yeah, definitely more a shower-proof than a full waterproof material. But to be honest, it did actually perform a little bit better than I expected, so that's good. This is definitely a summer, spring jacket as opposed to a winter one, but we could have guessed that judging by the price. All in all, I think this is a decent jacket. It's a shame that it does bear such a resemblance to that Nike ACG 2-in-1, because aesthetics-wise and performance-wise, I do have to say that that one's the winner. However, due to its price, Depending on how much you actually like the aesthetics of this, this could be a decent alternative for you. Since it's not truly waterproof and it isn't exactly bursting with features, it's not really a techwear performance piece, but it has that futuristic, kind of cool, ninja-y, Japanese-inspired aesthetic. So it definitely gets a few points in that respect. If you're a little bit more price conscious, but you do want to start buying into this more futuristic, kind of tech-looking style, then maybe this is something that you could consider. Do let me know what you guys think of this jacket, either in comparison to that ACG 2-in-1, or just as a piece of clothing in its own right. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit that like button, I do really appreciate it. And that's been everything, so thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Shout out to A. Lamau for being super nice, and to Mr. Consummate for suggesting a techwear watches video, which is definitely a good idea. So I'm going to look up some stuff. I'll get back to you on that one. As always, there will be some videos going up over there, and if you want to subscribe and you haven't done so already, then you can hit that little button there and do so super easily. There will be new videos going up every Sunday at 6 PM BST, so if you hit that, then that will make sure that you know when there are new ones about.